Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Renowned wealth manager positions Ripple to be as big as Amazon, Google and Apple. Okay, let's get into it. I completely agree with this. If you guys have seen one of my prior videos when I was talking about understanding the difference between value and price, because the price is down at the moment, and I was just trying to make people understand that although it is frustrating to see the price where it currently is, the point that I was making is if you really believe in XRP and what it can do and what it will be in the future, and you see the price down, realistically that's like getting something at a discount, right? Like, so just a very quick example, if you think of an Apple iPhone, right? If you think of the most latest Apple iPhone and Apple said, hey, we're giving away Apple iPhones for, $200, the latest iPhone. Would you think, oh my God, they're giving away an Apple iPhone for $200? I don't want that. Or would you be thinking an Apple iPhone, a brand new Apple iPhone for $200? Let me get that real quick, right? So the problem with this is we're so early in this space that it's hard to see the future value, right? And this is where like research comes into this, right? Because at the moment, we haven't seen XRP being completely utilized. We're not seeing it at its full potential, right? And so it's easy to be scared right now because the possibility is that XRP could fail. And that is true. I'm not here to act like that could never happen. It's a possibility. But I don't think it's likely. You look at the partnerships that Ripple have made, the banks that are already working with Ripple and the banks that will continue to work with Ripple, especially now that they've got legal clarity. And I think in the long term, all this will be what sets the stage for XRP to be one of the dominant cryptos in the future. And so for me, what you've got to understand in this space is that we're so early that it is hard to see at the moment what the big players are and who the big players are going to be, right? And I think in the long term, Ripple will be the crypto equivalent of an Amazon or a Google or an Apple. I completely agree with that. That's why I used Apple as a reference before, because that's where I see Ripple being in the future. I think they will be one of the big behemoths in the crypto space. I mean, they already are, to be honest with you. But when it's actually fully being utilized and, XRP's fully being utilized as a bridge asset, like I think, that's really going to put them in their own position, in a league of their own. So I really do agree with this. And this is why, although the price is a little frustrating, yes, I don't really lose sleep at the moment. It's like, I don't feel like, oh my God, I'm in a bad investment here and I really think I'm going to lose any money I've put into it. I don't believe that. I just believe that it's a matter of time, in my opinion. Like, I just feel like I've got to wait and let everything play out and let utility take its course. That's what this is. We're just so early in crypto that we're seeing it all play out before our eyes. And it's very messy with this kind of stuff. And if you think back to like when the internet was being created, the internet wasn't where it is now back then. It didn't just come into its situation where it is now straight away, right? There was developments, there were stages, right? It made its way over time and it's still being built and added onto, right? It's still being improved upon. You had 4G, now you have 5G. Back in the day, it was GPRS, right? Like, these are the things of how this works. It's a development. It's a continuing evolution, right? So this is why I feel so comfortable. But let's get into the article and then we can discuss this a little bit further. Clive Thompson, a renowned wealth manager, recently shared his optimism about the future of Ripple and XRP. He disclosed his outlook on the entities during a recent livestream interview with Versan and Vandal Aljara, founders of Black Swan Capitalist. Vandal speculated that the payments network and XRP will continue to exist and that every bank will adopt it in the future. In July, Ripple earned a partial win in its legal battle against the US SEC when Judge Annalisa Torres declared that XRP is not a security. The ruling was a partial victory against the SEC, which alleged that the company sold unregistered securities to the public. However, the case is ongoing as the securities watchdog filed an interlocutory appeal in response to the ruling. During the interview, Versan suggested that the ongoing case will end with a complete victory for Ripple. According to him, quote, "The only thing regulators can do now is strike a balance between preserving integrity and allowing disruptive technology to thrive." unquote. Thompson, Ripple could become big like Amazon, Google, and Apple. Thompson agreed with this notion, saying he hoped Ripple could become as big as established global giants like Amazon, Google, or Apple, and too big for the SEC to fight with. Thompson stated that one major challenge the crypto sector has faced over the years is the SEC's inability to implement clearer regulations. The wealth manager indicated that he supports the judge's ruling that XRP is not a security and believes Ripple will emerge victorious despite the SEC's appeal. Okay. I mean, I'll be honest with you, in terms of Ripple being as big as Amazon, Apple, Google, etc., as I said earlier, I see that. I really do. I think because we're so early at the moment, a lot of people are not understanding how big a deal Ripple really are. Like, let's be honest, right? Let's look at what Ripple are actually doing with XRP. They're changing the whole way money is transferred. They're literally changing a whole technology era, right? They're changing something that's been in a process for years in terms of legacy financial systems, and they're making it way more efficient and way more cost effective. That's groundbreaking. Make no mistake about it. And yes, it is early days. I understand that. So at the moment you may be thinking, well, if that's the case, why isn't XRP much better in price? You can't always just look at things in terms of price. You really can't. Things take time. Things really do take time. And I've shown you something like this before in a video that I did previously. And it was basically showing you like Windows, right? And it was showing you how Windows was in the stock market. And for many, many, many years, Windows wasn't high in value. It wasn't until like 10, 15 years that Windows really started to spike in value. Now, I'm not saying that that's how long it's going to take for XRP to spike in value, because XRP is a cryptocurrency and the crypto market is much more volatile than the stock market, because at the moment there isn't nowhere near as much money / value in these markets. So it doesn't take nowhere near as much value to move the markets as it would in the stock market. Okay, so I do think, in my opinion, it's not going to take 10, 15 years, but I don't think it's going to be an overnight thing. And that's the thing where I think some YouTubers, where they're saying, you know, it's going to go to X amount of dollars in 2 months and stuff like that. That's where I'm a bit like, okay, maybe we need to be being a bit more realistic. But I think long term, and I don't know how long term is. Long term might be 6 months, long term might be a year, and long term might be 5 years. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I do, because I'm not here to deceive the audience. But I do believe long term, I believe the value of XRP will be much more significant than what it is right now. And that's why I stay as a holder. I still believe XRP has got much more to give just because of what it can do. It is incredible technology. So I completely agree with this. I look forward to seeing how all this develops. But I do think in this space right now, the problem you have is that you are so early. Now, that's a good and a bad thing. I think it's more of a good thing because you get to take your pick right now. You get to make a decision on what cryptos you want to back right now. And that should make you substantially wealthier in the future if you back the right horses, right? But I think because you're so early and you don't see the price appreciation straight away, you start to think, are you in the wrong cryptos, etc. And that's where I think research comes in. If you've done the right research and you really believe in what you invested in, it should take a lot to really shake your faith. Like for me, even though the markets are down right now, I don't believe XRP is going anywhere. I don't sit here worrying thinking, oh my God, have I got into the wrong investment? I don't believe that. I just think it takes time. So that's what will help you and not make you panic sell, right? That's the kind of things that gives you confidence. So I really do think as long as you've got that confidence there, that's what will keep you safe as an investor. So what do you guys think? Ripple being as big as Google, Amazon, or Apple. Do you think this is something that is likely? Do you see them being that big in the future? Or do you not agree with this? Do you not think they're going to be anywhere near as big as that? Or is there a different type of company that you could think they could be as big as or as little as? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'll be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.